Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel in the first place. Today we have a Sero Hanta ex-listener, so if you're in live chat, be respectful to the moderators, and let's go ahead and get into it. You somehow found yourself locked in the small cleaning supplies closet with Class 1A Sero Hanta. It was a particularly strange turn of events after all. First, you were walking back to your classroom. Then you were suddenly dragged into the closet by a tall figure who was running away from Katsuki Bakugo's wrathful fury. Sero? Shh. Sero placed a hand over your mouth, listening closely as angry footsteps stomped past the door. He let out a sigh of relief as he released you. Sorry about that, listener. Oh crap, did he make your heart race? Your close proximity didn't help either. He towered over you, a concerned expression on his face as he leaned down to check if you were all right. Are you okay? Sorry, I didn't realize how cramped up the space is. You asked your heart to be still before he hears it hammering in your chest. I'm fine. He protectively wrapped his arm around you when you both heard banging from outside the closet. Oi, Sero, are you in there? It was Kirishima who was knocking on the door. You were quickly pulled along when Sero suddenly lost his balance as the door swung open. He still had a protective arm around you as you tripped and toppled over him, your lips landing squarely over his as you both crashed to the floor. You hurriedly sat up when you realized what had just happened, your hands flying to your mouth in embarrassment. Are you hurt? Sero asked as he slowly sat up as well, rubbing the back of his head as he slowly rose from his position. Your face is all red. Sero, Kirishima was surprised when you bolted up and ran off without even looking back. Did you honestly not feel anything when they fell on top of you? The redhead exclaimed. You just kissed by accident. It was a week of cat and mouse for you and Sero, and the way you evaded him and his gaze whenever he tried to approach you made it look like he harassed you over something, annoying even Monoma. Listener, if that scum from Class 1A did anything to you, You tried to avoid his question, but the way your face flushed at the thought of your stolen first kiss gave away the fact that something strange happened between the two of you. It's nothing. But Kendo knew that the blush that spread across your face meant something, and she was going to find out, even if it meant squeezing the answer out of you. Literally. Wait a moment, listener. It was already instinct for you to avoid Sero whenever you encountered him, but he finally cornered you at the shoe lockers while you were on your way back to the dormitories. You yelped as you felt yourself whiplash into his arms, the snapping of his tape on your back leaving you with no time to react. Sero? Seriously, I've been trying to talk to you all week, listener. He let out a sigh of relief over the fact he finally caught you. Have you been avoiding me? The way he held you in his arms made you feel both safe and anxious, and it was absolutely no good because your heart was jumping in your chest again. You averted your gaze when your eyes met, your cheeks puffed in defiance. Sero had no idea why you were avoiding him or why you were even upset, but he had a clue. Kirishima said we accidentally kissed earlier this week. You tried not to react, but your brows furrowed in annoyance at his cluelessness. That was my first one too. You mumbled. I'll have you know it was my first kiss as well, he replied, but I'm sorry about that. You were a familiar face, and you know how Bakugo would obliterate anything or anyone he comes across when he's mad. He slowly released you from his grip after determining you wouldn't flee. You weren't able to anyway, because of the tape he stuck on your back. What was he so mad about anyway? Kirishima, he couldn't hold back his smile. He asked me to stick a free hug sign on Bakugo's back, so he was surprised when our classmates obliged and started hugging him. Bakugo was known for his terrible temperament, and you expected it to mellow down even a little when it comes to his classmates, but hearing how he was still rather awful to them made you realize he was quite a consistent person. You couldn't help but laugh either. Did Did Kirishima get his hug though? No, he was the first one who got elbowed. He spoke to you so easily, his hand still resting on your lower back, and you listened to him talk about what happened after he ran off from Bakugo's wrath. Can I just change into my shoes so we can head out? You pointed to your shoe locker. Sero gently removed his hand from your back and let you change into your walking shoes. His smile on his face when he saw his tape was still stuck to your shirt. What were you saying again? You turned back to him after quickly lacing up your shoes. Also, how long will this thing be stuck on my back? I don't feel like letting you go just yet. More like you don't feel like letting them go at all. Kirishima and Kaminari showed up suddenly, grins on their faces after seeing the two of you together. It's alright, Sero, we understand, especially since you've been trying to catch them all week. You were surprised when Sero started pulling you outside the building and taking your hand in his own. Sero, before the others arrive, he whispered, they're never gonna leave me alone. Ah, listener, there you are, you heard Kendo call out rather teasingly. It's okay, you can go ahead, seeing as you're a little stuck on something. The tall figure holding your hand turned to you when you squeezed him back. They're never gonna leave me alone either. Autumn weekend afternoons were definitely good for lounging. Even you thought so while you were curled up on a checkered blanket outside of your dormitory's patio, contently munching on a container of sugared fruit you brought home. You particularly disliked the grapes, but you loved the cherries and oranges. Oh, it's listener. The tall and wide-smiled figure approached you. It was definitely a loose-clothes kind of day, seeing how comfortably Sero was dressed. You sat up and beckoned him to sit with you. You never thought that anyone would find themselves tripping on good old grass on flat ground, but Sero was definitely falling and he was terribly close to landing on top of you, and it happened again. He bolted up from his position when he realized what exactly happened. Again, but your hands were already over your red face as you laid completely still on the ground. You know, it's about time we got this right, he chuckled. You slowly drew yourself up from the blanket and saw Sero had a stupidly love-struck smile on his face as your eyes met. Were you eating something? He asked. Fruits? Yeah. You reached for the container of sugared fruits. Want some? I do love oranges, but I've never had any sun-dried sugared ones. He reached for a slice of candied orange and savored the sugary and tangy flavors playing in his mouth. But he came to realize something. They're good, aren't they? My mother likes making these sugared fruits. Were you eating some of these when we accidentally kissed? You gave him an odd look before nodding, the red slowly returning to stain your cheeks. You couldn't help but smile back at him. Didn't you say it was about time we got that right? I thought it tasted familiar, he said with a smile on his face, opening his arms to pull you into an embrace. Since it's the flavor of my first kiss. His forehead was resting on yours, small fits of laughter escaping from your matching Cheshire cat smiles. Of all the sweet things I've tasted, you're definitely the sweetest of them all. Alright, so that's the end of this one. I hope you enjoyed. If you're in the live chat, thank the moderators. Otherwise, music link, fanfic link, Discord link, and thumbnail art link will all be in the description. Go check those out. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever, and I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye!